Yeah, I choose this topic because nowadays we have a lot of stuff going on, and not because on the world, but even in our house, uh, television. Too much distracted, and we it's easy to get disconnected. But before to start with the topic, I would like to start with the meditation. They gonna bring you peace and calm and connect with yourself and feel how different you feel when you are disconnect and see the two perspectives that what I was gonna talk and how I'm gonna introduce and guide you with the meditation. Uh, English is my second language. Hope that you be patient. If you have any question, please let me know. I'm gonna start this speech saying this question: are you connect with self? When I'm focused about this, I mean, this word connected nowadays is very common word, but I mean, are we really are connect? I mean, we assume that we are connected to ourselves all the time, or most of the time. But no, unfortunately, no. We can get disconnect for ourselves regularly and so easy, and even in the daily basis. And they can happen because we are fully focused on checking our to-do list or checking and something else and someone else. Most of the when we are a mom, we are focused in the house with the kids, and it's easy to get disconnected. And I will share it later on some of the exercise that I used to do in order to bring me here. And it can be happen also to be stuck in our head, and that leading us too far into the future and obsessing about things that we are just thinking, and then and we didn't find anything there. We come back and see in the past like what happened that. So the main point is that we are not here. And there are a phrase that I love it for Eckhart Tolle, say, most humans are never fully present in the now because unconsciously they believe that the next moment must be more important than this one. But then you miss your whole life, which is never know now. And that made me sense. So how many people will live or live, I try to be here in the present moment, and autopilot? How many people don't ask themselves even how we feel in this moment, right now? How many times did you pass your life and ask yourself where my thoughts are? My words are connected with my thought. I'm aligned, are congruent in my life. Sometimes we say I meditate, I do yoga, I'm fine with my family. But the most important is to feel connecting with yourself. Because if you are not here, you are like a scene, like a, just figure out that we have like a blanket here, a light blanket here, and we see just from this side to there, to outside, and we don't see inside. We are lost. First of all, it's like you are not existing, because how you gonna give something if you are not giving yourself? So, and that is very common. That is very common, and it's very important to do a lot of exercise and work. I always say the work with yourself, the inner work is every day, every single day. Many people go to a conference, courses, therapy one day, or even 1 week. And then what is after that? You get out from that place like, oh yes, I mean, and I'm very sure that that feeds your soul. And I'm very sure that you got a very good tools to grow up your spiritual path or even yourself. But what is after that? Why you get lost so easy? What is happening there? Well, for many people, this disconnect has been happening so long and they don't remember exactly what is like what is that feeling to feel connected with themselves. And let me tell you something. When you're thinking, you are in a conscious state of mind. Your actions and behavior, however, are generally generated from tacit knowledge, from your unconscious and more robotic. When these two systems, conscious thoughts, inner voice, and unconscious action behaviors are not supporting one another, an internal incongruency occurs and can quickly take over your ability to perform well. So you see how easy is disconnect. We have two states in our mind, and how we are in autopilot, like in robotics sometimes, we don't make connection with these two systems. That is easy to it's like you start to do exercise for a week, and for any reason something take you out of that for one day to go to the gym or something, it's easy just to stop because you get enrolled for the past habits, and because you put in your mind something that block that congruence. So, and that means that you are not supporting each other in order to be aligned. Over the time, internal incongruence lead to feeling out of balance. That is a fact. And you start to experience a spiritual disconnect. And I think usually we start to feel disconnect, like no worry about us, and no ask ourselves like what we need. But when we get to the point like a feeling a spiritual disconnect, it's because the situation getting worse, like worse. And when you realize at that point, it's like it's too late. Too late, mark quotation, I will put like a too late to realize. I mean, you spend too much time to realize that you are a spiritual disconnect, because before was for you. And when you start like that, it's like is in my opinion and about my experience, when you get to the point to feel a spiritual disconnect, you can be there in that state for a long time. And there are two things. If you don't try to get out of that stage, you can go, it's easy to fall in a depression, anxiety, and some, I mean, no, obviously no align in your life. But on the other hand, that could be happen, like you can start to wake up and realize how this align was your life, and say, I need to do something for my soul. I need to do something for my soul. There are some common addiction behaviors, I said, and I always say, you must try to feed your soul. And I don't judge anyone is to do certain things. My point is you need to ask yourself, what do you need? Because what you need probably is not what I need. You need to ask yourself honestly and deeply, with the communication with yourself, what do you need to order to feel aligned with your soul? I mean, keeping busy. Some people drink alcohol, eating food, sugar, TV, big with the phone, parties, movies. I mean, all these distractors, And I don't say that I don't want to put in a judgment like it is bad. Like how you are using all that sources. How, I mean, I know that we need the phone, I know that we need a computer, but how much lost you are in that stuff. And I will mention 4 signs for me that you are disconnected for yourself. And there are more, but I'm just gonna mention these 4. And number 1, that for me is the most important, is you are unhealthy mind, body, and soul. That is the more important because every go together, many people is fit, do exercise, is healthy, but they don't look inside themselves. Or they go to meditate, but they eat meat, drink alcohol, smoke. So there are incongruence there. So, and again, it's not judge. I put this statement on the table just to ask yourself what I am doing with myself, what I am doing with my soul, what I am doing with my energy field. Because everything is together. Your spiritual disconnect begins at the core of yourself, in the body, then grows up through the mind, and then the branch out through the soul. If you cannot feel a body built for feeling, then that is a clear sign that something is wrong. Whatever is in your diet, of lack of exercise, lack of meditation, lack of fresh air, nature deprivation, your health is paramount. It affects all other things. The number 2 is you are overly codependent. When an individual is locked into begin codependent, there is an artificial sense of themselves. There are no connection with themselves. An individual in a codependent state is confused, disoriented, don't find the place to be in a physical place. They feel totally out of this world. And they just focus on the precarious things that they have. The number 3 is money has become greater than your heart. And I will make a pause here because there are a lot of people, and in my experience, even in people that is around me, they have a misconception about money and what you love to do. First of all, we grow up like you have to work, you have to make money, you have to do that, but nobody teach us. You need to find what you love. You need to find what is your passion. What would you like? We go following the, I will say, the rules of the core of the family. In my case, was like a school, high school, university, work, master, PhD. But we forget, like Marlen, what you are aligned. What is better for your soul? What you love to do. And never is too late. Never is too late, because I am dentist, and I studied a master in public health. And when I finished everything, I said, well, okay, it's time to work. How I was doing like before. But then I said, I think it's time to ask myself what I need for me. I always was aligned with the spiritual world and metaphysical world since I was 14. And I passed more than 20 years to realize that that is my passion. More than 20 years. Why? Why I was so lost? What I didn't, I was doing something related, but I never was like a totally focused because I was in the university, I was doing, and I didn't say that I didn't like the other stuff. My point is that there are a small piece there that is missing, that you are not connected with your inner self or with your soul. Because if I was, for sure I will be doing this since long time ago. But I got lost. And I just follow what my culture say. I just was follow what my family say. Marlen, you need to study. Marlen, you need to work. We need to part from our heart and say, okay, that's what I have. That's what I need. That made me happy. Okay, I'm gonna make that for living. I'm gonna make that for work. But start from our heart. We tend to focus on what we are going to get financially. And it can be one of the most soul-creeping prison known to the human beings. If you are feeling spiritually disconnected, then putting your heart into making money instead of making money has a side effect of doing something you love. This is probably a critical reason why. You want to connect spiritually, flip your perception of money. Use it as a tool instead of allowing yourself to be a tool to get it. Keep doing what you love, whether you get paid to do it or not. Because doing what you love is the most spiritual and powerful thing that you can do. The fourth point, the fourth signs, your ego rules over your soul. Sorry. There is a phrase that says, a bad day for the ego, it is a good day for your soul. How true it is? Well, this is because the ego is addicted in itself, in that state that we are. It is afraid to changing. If your ego rules over your soul, then you are afraid of changing. When you are afraid of changing, there can be no transformation. And a transformation is the essence of the spirituality. If you are experiencing a spiritual disconnect, it may be because you are stuck in the old comfort zone and your ego, and you are afraid to stretch that comfort zone and to get into to your soul. Maybe you haven't experienced ego date. Then you probably experience maybe you haven't experienced the overwhelming soul in a joy state. So what you need to do is revert your soul, putting up and kill the ego. How we can recognize how the ego is affecting us and putting down. Your ego always wants to control you. Always. You need to be aware what is the quality of your thoughts. You need to be aware what your inner self is telling you. Because if you are disconnected, obviously, the only thing that you're gonna hear is something out of the box. We really, and I know that I have been repeating this many times, we need to make a pause, ask ourselves what we need. Meditating, make connection, and ask yourself what I need right now. When you get aligned with that, you're gonna receive all the message. We don't see message, we don't see signs because we are disconnected. But the universe putting everything in our hands and we don't see it. We need to make a pause in our life and say where I'm step on it, what I am doing. So how important is to be connected and how to be connected? First of all, I will say, what does it mean to be connected with yourself? For me, connection means feeling in alignment with my higher self, feeling capable, strong, loving, compassion. It is a sense of knowingness and wisdom that is completely unique and connect with our heart. And sometimes I have been feel disconnected, and I'm not judge myself. It's so easy to go through to the ins and out of in life and forget stuff. And one of the things that I always say is make a pause and recognize what is your points that you are missing. That what is when you make a pause and you recognize there is something is missing in your life, when you say yourself, if something is missing in my life, that is the first step that you're making aware that you need something else. And it's your choice, and at that point to say, I'm gonna stay in the same stage or I'm gonna move on. So living connected to the deeper part of ourselves is the way to healing all manifestation on the physically and emotionally body. It's how we experience deeper, more meaningful connection with others and learn how to take care of our own needs moment to moment. So what are you missing in order to get where you want to be? Have you realized how distracted is life and it is easy to get out of your path and not being aligned with yourself? It is easy. It is easy. And the first thing that I said, don't judge yourself, because when we start our judge yourself, like what is happening that to me, what I don't find any opportunities, what I feel like that, it's like we are complaining about what we are like that, and we create what we have. We create what will happen in our life. Whatever you like or not, you create it. So if you don't like what you are, ask yourself what I need to do in order to move on. You need to ask yourself. The other thing is when we ask without waiting response, either we are telling to the universe, I'm here, I'm here. I promise I will be aware and I want to see the signs and I want to see what did you send me. We want to see the stuff very tangible. We want to see the situation like a physically, like, and we miss the beautiful and deep situation that we have outside. Like maybe you need to go for a walk and be more in contact with the nature. And we don't think that. Why? Because we are disconnected. Whenever you are speaking or having chit chat with yourself, notice how your body feels. That is very important too. To be disconnected is, are you aware how your body is feeling, how your emotions are? We tend to not focus that just feeling in the negative thing, like, oh, I feel pain, I'm sick, I don't get that. So no. Ask yourself how I feel. You can do this by stopping your inner dialogue while still maintaining a conversation, or you may want to excuse yourself and step aside to do. That's your option. So how will you describe the feelings? There are one exercise that I'm gonna share with you, and you need to ask how you can describe your feelings. So your feelings are pleasant. Your feelings are, I'm sorry, I feel something. Your feelings are calmness. Maybe your feelings are angry in a deliriously excited way, or do you feel tight, tense, or sore? Or maybe you have difficult to breathe. Have you have wondered how your feelings are? If you describe your feeling with colors, maybe your feelings are bright, radiant, omnipresent, or the color is dark or dense. Put the words in your feelings and start to connect with that. Typically, not always, when feelings are associating with colors, they are bright and sensation, they are enjoyable. There is a sign, there is a congruent in your life. And when feelings are associated with the dark and dense, opaque colors, it's because you has been living an incongruent life. Your body works like a weather. Sometimes go up, sometimes back, but you need to realize and stop and say, in what line I am. You need to put colors in your feeling and ask yourself how I feel. So now I will share with you some tools to help bring alignment between. So number one is meditation and journaling. Meditation for me has been my medicine. That's where I start my spiritual path started long time ago, but like with a conscience and connect with my inner self, like in a conscious state. The meditation has been a very great tool for me in order to grow up in that part. Journaling, movement. Go for a walk or do some yogas to get into your body. That is very important, to be in touch with the nature, to be aware of our breath, position, do exercise, help us to release the happiness hormones. Prayer. To be communication with your higher self, to be communication with your divine, is the most beautiful tool in order to feel joy and peace and calm. Do some deep breathing. I call this the take five breath. Breathe with in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and exhale for 5 seconds. Do that 5 times. Be connected with your breath. It's like a be connected with your whole. Connect with someone you love, home, your child, spouse, or pet. You need to be in contact with people and spread and be grateful what you have in your environment. Getting to the root of all our habits is a good point to realize what we need to do in order to be aligned. Hope you will bring awareness to that points and feel a little more connected with yourself. I say gracias, mean thank you. Gracias in Spanish.